Hello, 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 goal inspired career professionals. Welcome to GICC Live. I am here with you today, guys, and I'm so happy to be here. And if you are watching live, okay, just put live in the comment section. I'm going to turn on comments here. So if you are watching, Facebook user says live. Happy to have you, Facebook user. If you're on Facebook, I won't be able to see the name, but if you're on LinkedIn, I'll see the name. And if you're on YouTube, I'll see the name, but I'll see the name when I get to Facebook later. So I thank you for being here. So if you're watching live, I said put live. If you're watching on the replay, because it's going to be on the replay on the other channels, then you will be able to put hashtag replay. So today, guys, I am excited. I'm very excited today because I want to talk about something that is very important, and it is how to ask for a raise successfully. Hello, Michael. Michael is here, and Joki is here. Thank you for tuning in. So this is very important, guys. Very important, because right now you hear that it is a job seekers market, right? You have heard that it's a job seekers market. Thank you for being on LinkedIn, Michael. And put some comments in the chat. Haven't you been hearing that it is a job seekers market? Yes. So if it is a job seekers market, hi, Madumita. If it is a job seekers market, guys, and you don't take advantage of with the time when it is a job seekers market, you're losing out. Because when it is the company's market, you're not going to have any leverage. So this is the time that you need to know about how to ask for a raise successfully. It is very, very important. So what I also want you to do, sometimes I like to know where the persons are tuning in from. So if you're tuning in from the US, from Africa, from India, from Canada, it will be very nice, because I go through later and I look at every comment, right? And I respond to comments after the show. So that is wonderful. So I have a very spicy show for you, because I love to talk about money. And those people who know me know that I love to talk about money, because you cannot go to the supermarket with zero, okay? If you can go to the supermarket with zero, show me some love there so that I know that I stop talking about money. But you cannot go to the supermarket with zero, guys. And it is very important that you get paid for what you are worth, especially the women who do not like to negotiate and talk about money. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to deep dive into it, deep dive into it. And if you don't know me, let me quickly tell you that I'm a career advancement coach, and I love to work with career professionals so that they can communicate their value and be confident and ask for what they desire, improve their income, okay? So this is what we're talking about today, how to ask for a raise successfully. Now, I'm going to tell you some of the things that you are not to say, okay? Some of the things that you are not to say. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen with you. How not to ask for a raise. Very important, right? When you're going to your manager to ask for a raise, you do not want to go and use any entitlement. For example, now we know that the cost of living has gone up very, very high during COVID. You don't want to go and tell them that your salary doesn't match the cost of living. That's not a good approach. And you do not want to be entitled and say, I've been working here for a long time, so I need a raise. I've heard people say that before. I've been working there for a long time, so I need a raise. And these are some of the things that you do not want to say. So I want you to take pen and paper down and say what you do not want, write what you do not want to say, so that when the time comes for you to go and ask for the raise, at least you'll be cautious not to say these things, right? I need a raise, so I'm asking for one. Or if you don't give me a raise, I might leave. Now, threats are never good, right? Right? I have a better offer to go somewhere else. Now, it's not a bad thing to say you have a better offer, but you need to know how to say the better offer. And that is what I work with people, so that they can master their message. A lot of people have been looking for jobs for a long time. But the issue with the people looking for the jobs is that you're not finding the job, or you're not getting through with your communication, because you do not know how to master your message. Once you are confident and master your message, then you will get anything you need, right? So we're going to talk about that. What are some of the things that you're going to be able to say when you go to your boss to talk, and how you are to prepare for that? So that's very important, okay? So let us discuss some of these things, right? Let us discuss some of these things. And let me make sure it is big on the screen for you to see. You got to do some research, right? You're going to do some research, guys, and you're going to be realistic. You're going to know your number. So we want to talk about all that. And you're going to make sure the timing is right. We're going to talk about how to get the meeting. And we're going to talk about normal percentage. You know, what is it? What you should be asking, what is a normal percentage so you don't look uninformed? And we're going to look at an email template that you can use, and you might want to take notes when I get there. And I'm going to tell you why the template is a very good one that you can customize, or there elsewhere. You know, you can Google some templates and all that and figure out what's the best way for you to do that, right? All right, so let us talk about research. When you are doing your research, guys, you have to do your research internal and external, right? So ensure that you find out from HR how salary increases are calculated. A lot of people never talk to HR, right? You have to talk to HR, and so you can understand how the organization is run. If you don't know how salaries are calculated, it's going to be hard for you to go in and ask for a raise, right? Right? So you need to talk to HR. Right? They don't have horns, guys. We got to be confident and know our rights and go in and discuss with HR and get a handle of how our salary is calculated in here. What are the salary ranges? Companies never post your salary ranges. If you see a job description or job posting, you hardly ever see salary ranges. You don't even know. You're in the dark. And even the Bible says that if you do not get informed, what? Lack of knowledge, you will perish, right? Even the Bible tells us that we are going to perish for lack of knowledge. So we want to make sure, guys, I want to make sure for you that when you are going for a raise, or when you're going to negotiate your salary, that you are well prepared. You got to be prepared, right? As I tell people on here know me a little bit, they know me that I stayed at the job for 15 years, but I didn't stay in the same salary. I got two promotions there. And I started out as a technical recruiter. And when I was a technical recruiter, you don't get a salary raise, baby. You do not get one because you have a basic salary in most companies plus a commission. You are supposed to earn commission, right? They're going to tell you if you go for a raise, you have to earn commission, okay, to get that raise, right? So we see recruiters on LinkedIn, their job is not easy. But I'm just telling you that you have to know how to master that message, right? You also do your research and find out what the role pays in similar industries, because there are a lot of similar industries. And if you do your research on Glassdoor, Google it, whatever you have to do, you should know the job that you're working in if you are being paid like the industry. A lot of persons do not even know that. And you got to know, guys, you got to know, right? Because you can't go negotiate something that you don't know about. And what we are going to do our research. So we're still in research. You know, you want to plan to talk to your manager next month, and you're doing your little research right now, and you're going to do proof of your contribution, right? And we're going to talk about how you're going to prove your contribution, right? Okay. So some of the things that you're going to do, you are going to show you've gone above and beyond the call of duty. So if you're in a job, right, and you have nothing different for a whole year, it's going to be difficult, right? It's going to be difficult. You have to, while you're in a job, as I always say to everyone, that a job is, a career goals are life goals. And if you have a job, you have to treat your job like a business. And if you were treating your job like a business, right throughout the year, you would be writing down some milestones, some things that you have achieved, because you are planning next 6 months to go to get your money. Okay, so you have to make sure that you can show that you have gone above beyond the call of duty. That will help you to negotiate better. Write down at least 5 accomplishments that you can point to, right? Produce some numbers and statistics to impress them and give your case some weight. So you don't have to really wait until the big the time comes for you to get that big promotion, because to get the regular salary increase, because you have been doing your work. Okay, now the second thing you need to do, you got to be realistic, right? You got to be reasonable. And that is why you need to know your number, right? So you need to know the number or percentage within the industrial average, or they will not take you seriously. For example, I know that some companies will give between 3 and 10% increase, or 5 and 10%, or 4 and 10%. When you get 10%, you're at optimal, right? But if you go and ask for 25%, guys, somebody's going to laugh you out of town, right? So you got to know that. I just got a lady I was coaching for her career, and she wanted to career pivot industry. She just made 62% more than she was making. But how did she do that? She could not stay at a regular company and make it. She went to another. She was looking to get out of that company, to get into another job, another company, to make the more money. And right now, she is 62% richer. So you got to know what you're doing. You're either going to stay where you are and get the increases that you're getting on a yearly basis and make sure you get optimal increase, or you're going to go move out and up. So that is another way to make money. And I'm going to stop right here for a little bit and see if I can talk to some people here. So anybody else on this show here right now have any other ideas of how you would want to approach this? Because for me, I know you're going to have to go and do some research, and you're going to have to go with some arguments. So if you can find another way to tell me how to do this successfully, I'm open. I don't know everything, right, Michael? I don't know everything, right? So post a comment and let me know. Michael was joking earlier on and say that he will go with some credit cards. That's a really, really, really funny one, right? Okay. I'm going to highlight Madumita here. Madumita, do you know how else you can get what you deserve, girl? If you know, especially for women, right? We don't, many women do not know how to negotiate. So that is very important, guys. So drop some comments and let me know there, right? And let me know what you would do differently. Okay, so I'm going to go on. Timing is very important. You got to pick a time. You can't go early Monday morning to tell your boss you want to talk about a salary raise or salary increase. That's not going to fly. That's not going to work, guys, right? If you have received a raise recently in the last 3 months, it may not be a good time to ask 3 months after for another raise, right? So just remember, timing is important. I'm sure most of us on this call now are very reasonable people, right? If your company has a policy to give a raise at a particular time of the year, in line with the rest of the company, you might have to wait until that time comes. But still, even if you're waiting, it does not mean that you have to wait. You cannot negotiate, right? So this is all about salary is gonna salary increases are coming, but you want optimal. So you should have your numbers and everything ready. So if you do not get optimal increase, you have some argument, you have some conversations, right? Right? Okay, so make sure that you don't only think that if they give you 5%, you have to take 5%. You can negotiate it. You can get more money. And every time you leave that 5% on the table, you are at a disadvantage. The reason why you are at a disadvantage is because the next time when the increase comes, it is going to be a percentage of a number. And the lower the number, the lower the increase. Okay, so I hope you understand that, guys, and I'd like to see some people telling me differently or telling me what you would do differently, right? So remember that. Also, let me go back a little bit here and talk about um, um, other times when you could ask for a salary increase and get it. So there are also other times that you can ask for a salary increase and get it. The other times you can ask for it if you did for example, say you did a big project, or you helped the company to earn, say, millions of dollars or something on a project. You just earned them a couple $1,000,000, or you just saved the company's butt from a big contract or a big client leaving. Guys, we do this all the time, right? We do this all the time. We save the company's butt, and you just sit down and take it. Oh, it's a part of my job. Yeah, it's a part of your job, but you just saved the company's butt, right? You just made the companies a ton of money. That's another time when you can, even if you just got a raise 6 months ago, you can go in and you can talk about certain things that you have done and see if you can bump it up. Remember, when the salary increases come, it's a percentage of a number. The lower the number, the worse you are. You stay in poverty. So if you don't listen to me today, remember Yvonne said it, okay? Now, how are you going to meet? In person, or are you going to meet over email? Sorry, are you going to send them an email? Now it is during COVID, so you have to think about how you're going to meet. But even to meet, either they're going to go take up the phone and call them and say, I'd like to talk to you about this. But the best thing may be to write an email. And at the end, which is our bonus, we're going to talk about that email, what it's going to look like. But let us say that you already achieved, right, what you were looking for. You already achieved this. And let me hide this. So say that you have already achieved the meeting. Now you have to make sure that you know how to behave, right? So I'm giving you everything today. This is golden, guys. Everybody on LinkedIn should be watching this, because I know that a lot of people on LinkedIn don't even know how to go ask for their money, right? So you're going to go to that meeting. All right. I'm going to tell you about the email at the end, but you go to the meeting and you say, thank you for taking time to meet me today. Make sure you have positive body language, whether it's going to be on camera or it is going to be person to person. Do the right things, guys. We're going to go with a good attitude. We're going to go confident. You deserve this money. You deserve your money, okay? Because zero cannot go to the supermarket, okay? Right? And as I said in the beginning, closed mouths don't eat. So you're going to use positive body language, and you're going to relax and smile and do all those things that you need to do. And don't just start talking about figures straight away, right? You're not going to go talk about money straight away, right? Say how much you enjoy working there and talk about your role and what you are proud of. So these are some points I'm giving to you, but at the end, you might want to either screenshot my email, or let's talk about the email, or take some notes about it. But that email, but you're going to say how much you enjoy working there and talk about the role and what you're proud of. So this is in the meeting. Even in the email, you're going to drop a couple of these things in the email. That's why I mentioned email right away a while ago, okay? So make sure that you say how much you enjoy working there. People like when you build them up. Nobody likes when you break them down, guys. People like compliments. Every company that you work with, they want to know that you're saying good things, right? So if you want them to respond to you nicely, say some good things. Say what you're proud of about the company, and say what you have been doing, right? Say what you have achieved over the past 12 months and how you did and how you benefited the organization, or how what you did benefited the organization. That's very important. You got to make sure that they know you have a contribution and how the contribution benefited the organization. You know why? Because if you fail to do that, they might not remember, they might not think about it. And I said, if you don't tell, nobody's going to remember, right? Nobody promotes you unless you kind of nudge them on and tell them some of the stuff, right? You are not top of mind. There are 50 of you, there are 100 of you to think about. They don't go to their bed thinking about you all the time. Maybe not, unless you just saved their butt or made them $50 million, okay? You have to show proof of your contribution. So you have information and you're going to say, you know, about certain projects that you did. Write about 5 accomplishments that you can point to that you have done over the time. This have to be significant if it is out of the normal time when they would give you that increase. You have to show how you have gone above and beyond the call of duty, right? So let me know, guys. Let me know what you think about this, because I have never had this problem, you know, to get the raise. Because I was kind of a little bit of a workaholic and I was always going above and beyond. So it was kind of a little easier for me. But there are some people that want the raise and sometimes they don't measure up during the year. And at the end of the year, their neighbor gets the 10% and they get 6% and they go and complain. But remember, guys, if you don't have some things that you have done differently, if you are for your career not measuring up, because even if you are measuring up on this job and they don't recognize it, you can take those accomplishments to the next job and negotiate your next offer, right? I'm just going to tell you a little bit of story here. I just had a lady and she's coming on in 2 weeks to tell you guys how she got 3 six-figure jobs in 3 days. She worked with me and she got 3 six-figure jobs in 3 days. She had to refuse 2 and she was refusing interviews, right? When she went to the interview, when I spoke with her, she said to me, I asked her about the accomplishments because, you know, you have to write your resume with accomplishments and you have to go to your interview and you want to talk about your accomplishments. So let me talk to you guys. So I said to her, what are some of the things that you did? And then she started telling me how she saved the company millions of dollars. And I said, what? It's nowhere on your resume. You didn't even mention anything in your accomplishments. She said, I did not know that I had to write that. I did not know. Did you know that when she went to the interview with the company she's working now, that was one of the topic of discussions? She walked away with approximately 150,000 K in salary, guys. And women do not like to do they don't know they have a little bragging rights. The men do it, guys. The men talk about their accomplishments all the time. Why do you think women are not paid as men? Right, Michael, why do you think women are not paid as men? Are we're not able to negotiate, right? We don't like to talk about what we do. We don't want to talk about a little bit. Men do it all the time. Men do it all the time. Men, people know what men do. People know what those guys have accomplished because they talk about it. So ladies, I'm here for you, okay? You're going to do it, but you have to do it in a certain way. You have to communicate it in a certain way so that you can get what you deserve, okay? So, sorry, let me get back to this, okay? So you have to show that you have gone above and beyond. And we are still on the how to behave. You produce some numbers and statistics to impress them and strengthen your case, right? Give your case more strength, right? And at the end of the day, guys, you have to be willing to negotiate. So remember, one important thing that you have to remember when you're doing all this is that you have to know what you have accomplished. You have to know your story. You got to know your story, right? You have to know your story. And you have to know your number. A lot of people say, oh, don't give people number. Listen, when you're going for a salary increase, you have to know what percentage you want or what number you want. If the company is giving 10% and you have to negotiate it, to ask for the 10%. You know it's already 10%, so you start at the top. Why would you ask for 5%? Because, oh, I'm afraid they might think I'm greedy. I never hear a man saying that they're greedy. And if I should show what Michael says here, Michael is a very, very senior, deals with big wigs in government and all that, right? And he knows. And in industry. And he knows that women are underpaid, right? So if there's any woman on, and I think some of you on my Facebook page are watching me today, and I know particularly some of you who I know are going to tune in. If you're on this call today, guys, women, why are you doing it to yourself? You got to get the money, man. Get the money. You need your money. You need to get your money, right? Because at the end of the day, you might say, okay, I'm married, I have a husband. But you must never think that, because you never know, right? So just remember, not because you're a woman and you have a husband who is helping, guys, you never know, right? You never know what life throws at you sometimes. You need your money. You need your money. So if you're in agreement with me and you're a woman here, put hashtag something, hashtag give me my money, or hashtag show me the money or something. Okay, guys, so remember, you need your money. If you're a woman here, I have a very senior consultant here, or a senior gentleman here, and he's agreeing with me that women are underpaid. So, and as I let you know, as I tell you guys, I'm here for you women. So if you don't want to talk to me, all right. So what percentage is normal? It is acceptable to ask for up to 10%, right? I understand. I did my research, and I know of some companies that do around 10%, right? So make sure you know what you can ask for. So up to 10%. So this is what I wanted to show you, and I'm going to read it for you. I'm going to read this for you because I don't think you can see it, right? So I'm going to read it all. So you have to send an email, right? Have to send an email. So when you're sending the email, ensure that the email takes care of all those things. Remember, I work with women, I work with men, and especially women who are awed at the amount of money that they could make based on their zone of genius and their accomplishments. They did not know that they could make all this money, and now they're finding out that they can make all this money because I have taught them how to master their message and communicate with confidence to get their money, right? Just imagine if a company could pay you $120,000, and because you cannot master your message, they pay you $80,000, your next salary increase is 10%, that's $88,000. Start at 120, 10% is 132. You're up. So you must always think that way, guys. If you think this call is not about money, not just about money, guys. This call is about how you are going to up level in your career, right? And make what you deserve. You might as well go home and sit down if you can't do this, okay? Because if you're going to work so hard, you're going to work hard. You're going to work for longer. You're going to be tired and work longer. So you need to get your money. Not only women, men, you need to get your money too, because a lot of the corporations make good money, right? So here is the email. Hi, manager's name. I have greatly enjoyed working here over the past 5 years. And as well as feeling I've learned and years, and as well as feeling I have learned a lot from my time within the department, right? Probably made a little boo-boo there, but you know, you could say I have greatly enjoyed working here over the past X years. I have learned a lot from the time I spent with this department. I also feel that I have contributed a great deal to the ongoing success of the team and the company. Now, what you've done, you're telling them that you enjoyed working there. So I highlighted that. And you're telling them that, okay, you worked there and you learned something from them, which is good. You're kind of giving them a little boost. But you're also telling them that you contributed. So you're not just going to say, I've learned, so that then they go back to you, they say, okay, you learned. So you learned, you benefited. You're also telling them that you benefited them as well as they benefited you. Okay. Over the past year, and talk about your achievements. And I have taken on additional responsibilities, such as, so you're telling them what your achievements were and what the extra things you did, right? So you can continue to and say, given the added value I bring to the company, I no longer feel that the salary I'm receiving reflects the contribution I'm making to the department. So you talk about the added value, talk about your contribution. I believe that my current remuneration package is below what can generally be accepted for someone in my position and will request an increase of X to bring my current salary in line with the industry average. So this one would be, you were not making the industry average. You were not making the industry average, right? So as Michael said here, you start with a nice, smart, positive statement. You want to be positive, guys. You want to be positive, right? You want to tell them that, okay? And you want to tell them that you have contributed. They have contributed to your life and you have contributed to their life, right? You want to tell them that about their achievements and the responsibilities that you have taken on. So this is only in the letter. So you see, we don't go into detail. We're not listing responsibilities. This is just the letter. You want a meeting. So we just kind of, give them an overview. I would appreciate an opportunity to discuss further and kindly ask that we meet at a time convenient for you. I would like to express here the nice ending. My sincere thanks for the support you have shown me, and I look forward to continuing to serve the department and the company. So you're not saying that you're leaving. You're saying that you want to stay there and serve, but you're just asking for a little nice meeting, guys. You want a meeting. You want a nice meeting so that you can talk about the stuff, because it is a two-way street, guys. It's not a one-way street, right? So I just want to find out from anybody in here if this has been useful to them. If this is useful, let me know if this is useful, because we went over a couple of things and a couple of the takeaways. What are some of the takeaways that you have from this little conversation? Yeah. What are some of the takeaways you have here, right? Let me know what some of the takeaways are. If you are to go to tomorrow, right? If you were to go tomorrow to a negotiation, salary negotiation, salary increase negotiation, what are some of the takeaways? First of all, you have to know your value, right? You have to know the value you bring. You have to know how to speak or to write an email or to communicate what you want to say properly. If you do not do that, if you do not learn how to master your message, you're going to lose, right? You are going to what? Lose, right? So this is kind of all about your salary increase, because right now it is very, very, very important. So you got some takeaways from this. Remember, when you go in, you don't use entitlements, don't use any threats, but you coach your statements in a way so that the company can know you want to work there, they contributed to your life, and you contributed to their life, right? You want to make sure that you have the proof of contribution ready. You want to write down at least 5 accomplishments, right? You want to give them some numbers. And also remember, in any negotiation, you got to know your number. Okay, you've got to know your number, right? So I just want to let you guys know that I work with career professionals to master their message. As I told you, now the last lady, it's just last weekend, she told me she got the job. She made 62% more, right? The week before, I have another lady who landed 3 six-figure jobs. These guys are all from the United States, right? I work with Canadians too, but these last 2, they were from the United States. So I work with people from all over. I get them on I meet up on Google Meets, and we talk about this stuff, and we get them going. We get them some good jobs. We get them some, and so on. So I just want to let you know that if you want to work with me, guys, you can send me an email, and my email address, I'm going to show you my email address now. You can send me an email, guys, to goalinspiredcareercoaching@gmail.com. If you send me an email to so my business is called Goal Inspired Career Coaching, right? My email is goalinspiredcareercoaching@gmail.com. right? So you can send me an email and that would be great, right? And I have a website which is called goalinspiredcareercoaching.com, right? It is on the banner. It's always on the banner there. Goalinspiredcareercoaching.com, right? It's there running across the banner, goalinspiredcareercoaching.com. So today, guys, what I'm doing for the next week, I'm having these every other week now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on a speaker. And as I said, for those career professionals who are here and want to understand what people do in order to get good jobs, my one of my recent ladies, Lily, she's going to come on and she's going to help to let all those people who are suffering to find new jobs to understand how she landed 3 6-figure jobs in 1 week, right? Some of the tips you don't know, you don't only want to hear it from me, you want to hear it from somebody else too, okay? So I'm going to bring her on. So these ones that I do when I do this little teaching, I don't want it to be too long because people have to go to get their dinners and stuff like that. So I want to say bye-bye until next time. And if you can let me know, guys, and that would be great. And I'm going to go out with my little show outro here, and let me know if this was in the chat, if this was great for you guys. Okay.